right, Tyson, we're in here in the indoor hitting facility. Obviously, a ton of cool stuff in here, but first off, how nice is it to have an indoor setting like this for guys to come in and get work in, whether the weather might not be nice or really just around their schedule?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we have 4 cages, so you can get the whole team up here if we really need to. Oftentimes we'll have different hit groups or different BP groups split up, so they're not all up here. But if we need to on a weather day, they can all come up here. We can pull these screens back and get somewhat of a ground ball work in, different things like that. We have some self-feeders for the machines that if guys come in at 8 o'clock at night, they've got access. Every single one of our players have 24 access to this building. So they can come in, they can self-feed, they can come in with one of their teammates, set up a machine, and get some extra work in that way. So they always, they're in here a lot. It's a great space from being downstairs in the clubhouse and just coming up to hit, or if they're just hanging out and killing time after some classes are done before practice, they might come up and get some swings early. So,
yeah, it's so sick that you come right up the stairs and then you're right in here. And the self-feeder I thought was the coolest thing in the world for guys to be able to hit off the machine. And, tee work can only do you so much when you're trying to face 95 to 97 on a weekend. You get on the machine on any given day. That's awesome. I see a couple of things here. Obviously, we have the spin ball machine. Talk about the importance of that and being able to utilize that before you guys go face a really good ACC arm.
Yeah, so the spin ball machine, we can dial in the spin rate of each pitcher. So you get Trackman info on the Friday starter that we're going to face, and we can replicate his fastball or the slider, or whatever pitch you want to replicate. We can pull off a certain pitcher's Trackman data and put that fastball right through the machine and have our guys hit that in the days going up to the game. So it's been a game changer for us. The only downside right now, we have the cage with when the garage doors are open, you got some light issues. Yeah. The guys don't like that, but they battle through some adversity. It's all right. They can deal with it.
The other thing I noticed here is on the pitching machines, we have the yellow taped around where the ball comes out of. Talk about the importance of that and what the reasoning is for that, because I think that's really cool.
Yeah, so that's a hard focus versus a soft focus. So if you're staring at a hard focus, it would be you're staring at a spot. For example, you're looking for the pitcher's release point, and you're staring at that for 20 seconds while you're in the box. Eventually, it's going to get blurry. So we have our guys, they're looking at maybe the pitcher's feet or somewhere else, kind of behind the pitcher's soft focus, where they can see the pitcher getting ready to start his delivery, but they're not narrowed into a specific spot yet. And then usually around handbrake, or a little before, we'll get to that release point, which is simulating the yellow on the machines. So if a guy's feeding the machine, he might go hand up, soft focus. Once that hand starts to come down, we get hard focused. We're not watching the ball into the machine. We're getting our eyes to the yellow where the ball's coming out of.
That's awesome. All right, so we got your board over here in the indoor. Talk a little bit about one pitch at a time, winning the fastball, and obviously at the end of the day competing, and what that means for your offense here at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, so for us, winning the fastball, it's exactly as it sounds. We don't try to win the fastball. We're not trying to take ourselves into 2-strike count by taking a fastball, especially with guys in scoring position. And obviously any adjustability comes off that. So it's a lot easier. You go fastball, adjust to something soft, as opposed to going something soft and back on the fastball in the same sequence. But winning the fastball is just that. We're trying to be on time for the fastball. We're trying to be on time early. Some of our BP rounds are only 3 pitches long to try to get guys on time early and so forth, as opposed to 5-6 round BP where, okay, they're not on time early, but now pitch 5 or 6 they are. Well, that's not very game realistic. And then competing is simply just getting your best swing off. We're trying to, not getting your best swing off all the time, right? So early in counts, we get our best swing off. We're trying to keep good posture, tight turns, all that stuff. 2 strikes, it's about competing. Might look ugly at times, but you're just putting yourself in a situation to get on base, put the ball in play.
You mentioned rounds of 3 and 5 to 6. I got a lot of high school kids that want to take 15 to 20 swings in a round. So definitely, if anybody's listening to that, shorten your rounds up, better quality over quantity. Contact point here. It's something that we nerded out a little bit before we started recording this, but talk a little bit about the importance of contact point and what these 3 charts mean for your hitters.
Yeah, so this was just kind of a representation from a few years ago. It was off Trackman. 22 offense was really good, had a lot of high-level players that just, there's some outliers on it, but basically, if you're looking at it from the sky, looking down on how far back are we hitting balls. So the further back here, more ground balls and ground outs. And as we kind of go a little bit further in front of the plate, you're going to hit more doubles. And even further than that, you have your homers. And what I forgot to mention earlier, so you have your exit speeds here, right? A lot of these here are orange, right? They're home runs, they're hit pretty hard. So even though these balls here are out in front, a lot of these are in the purple, which is a low exit velo. So they're probably out of posture swings. Guys are getting out of posture. They're maybe leaning hard on that front side, maybe throwing their bat at one hand, however they're doing to get to that pitch. But basically our focus is, all right, if we're on time, we want to try to make contact out front. That's our goal is to try to slug a little bit. We've had a lot of success with that. And we're not necessarily. There's times for it with guys on base. You got to execute a situation. Move them to third base with nobody out, or infield's back. You got to take your RBI with the guy on third base. But more times than not, we're trying to do damage out front, and it's tough to get 3-4 singles in one inning off of an ACC arm. So if you can get a single and somebody else hits a jack, well, that's 2 runs right there. Trying to really maximize our swings.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So we got a ton of cool stuff here and a lot of player development driven tools. So talk a little bit about, you have mirrors spread throughout the indoor here. What's the deal with the mirrors? I know I like looking at myself sometimes. Is that what it's for, so the guys feel good? I can't imagine it is, but is that the reason they're here?
Some guys definitely look at it more often than others. Sometimes with their swing, other times just as they're walking by. But basically it's just for them to kind of check themselves, right? So we have some PVC pipes as well, and guys might get on a PVC pipe, face the mirror, and just kind of feel a stretch or something like that. They could also just, without the PVC pipe, they can have their bat and feel how they're loading. Make sure they're not quad loading. Make sure their hips are actually staying in a good place where they're loading into the back hip as opposed to being outside over that back foot in a bad position. So yeah, basically it's just for that. It's for them to kind of get some feels in. They kind of see how they're moving a little bit as we do our movement series.
Yeah.
So.
And we see the water bags, med balls, and the band. I mean, what are guys using those for, and how does it help them translate it when we're getting in the box trying to face velo and being ready for spin as well?
Water bags and the med ball we've been using for a little while now. Basically, they have their movement series, basically just working on a tight turn, loading the hip properly, specifically the med ball. So that there's tons of things you can do with a med ball. But our guys have about 2 or 3. Usually it's a step behind, where they'll step behind and throw it into one of our cement walls here. Or the other one that we do too, which is kind of paired with the water bag, is we're talking about like using our front side as a brake. So as we turn, we want to be able to turn back behind our swing. So we're here and we're actually turning, we're bracing this front side. So we'll get the water bag out or the med ball, and we'll have them with the med ball come from a short distance against the wall, and they're kind of almost in a split stance. They'll throw the ball into the wall and they'll catch it, and as they kind of brace here, it kind of activates their core as well before they're moving, before they're hitting. And then the water bag, we'll use that to kind of mirror a front break as well, kind of swinging almost like a shovel toss. You're here, you swing, and you're really bracing that front side, kind of feeling that activated.
Approach is super important in hitting, but how does movement translate to approach in your opinion and help guys be ready to hit when it does come game time?
Yeah, ultimately we have 20-something hitters, and they don't all move the same, right? So the guys that are better movers might be able to handle some pitches differently. But each guy's got to know their own swing. There's some guys that might have a really good looking swing where if you want to build your perfect hitter, what would that swing look like, right? They move really well. They might have a little more time for adjustability. They're going to be more adjustable, be able to make decisions later. And then you have your other guys who may not be the best movers, but their hand-eye is just so good. So we want our guys to move well. We want them to be adjustable and hopefully get the most force out of their bodies to do damage.
I see the sledgehammer here. Obviously, that was a big deal when you guys hit home runs. That was a part of the celebration. So a lot of good movement qualities come in, and that kind of is the end result that we're looking for. Last thing here is the band. What do you use that for specifically, and how do your guys get their movement profiles built with that?
Yeah, so this was actually something new. Sam Tackett, once again, he's making the video, right? Yeah. He had it in summer league. So basically, he had this somehow in his dugout, and he's like, hey, I really liked getting in this thing before I went and got in the on-deck circle. So if I get in this real quick, we talk about loading into our hip. I was a left-handed hitter, so our guys might finish up their movement series. So they come up before they're hitting their swings. They're doing med balls. They're doing water bag. They're doing some PVC pipe stuff. They might jump on these, and basically they're just putting it up on their hip here, kind of feeling a stretch. And if they're loading into their quad, this is going to take them back. If they're loading into their hip and doing it really well, they should be able to hold that and stay in the ground.
Yeah.
So it's something that the guys kind of came back from summer ball with and said, hey, I had this in my dugout, and before I got into the on-deck circle or before I got up to the plate, I just hit like 2 or 3 of those and felt like it helped me sequence really well and just move in a good spot. So we've got one of those up here for them, and I think we might take it down to the field as well come game time. So
it's great. So we see up here, we got 107 at 21. I'm sure that one went a long way, but the really cool part of this is you guys have Trackman in here. So how important is having Trackman so guys can get that immediate feedback when they are taking their swings?
Yeah, this was a step we kind of took. We've had one portable one for a little while. We finally got this one mounted, and we got another one, so we have 2 for 2 of our cages. And our guys love hitting it. Every time it's on, whether it's T-swings, off a machine, they just want to see the results. So if we're going to be big on slug, then they want to know how hard they're hitting the baseball. It's also good for bad weather days. We come in every now and then, we just play a simulated baseball game where one of us coaches is throwing and split the team up and you're playing baseball and just kind of using the Trackman to tell you how hard you hit it, whether that's a single, double, and so forth. We got 2 of them right now. If we had 4, that'd be great, but that's why some of the guys don't like the 2 end cages. They hang out in these 2 middle ones here. But having it displayed here on these TVs is great. They get instant feedback and kind of hypes the guys up too. One guy hits the ball 107 at 21, it fires the whole group up. So
yeah, that's going to play. What's the out pitch when you're in simulated games for you?
for me,
yeah,
it's the breaker.
It's the breaker.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're not too fond of the left on left breaker.
Awesome.
So. All right, so now we're ready. So we can go in here, we can go favorite pitches, we can go a sequence. So if we want to go sequences, here we can go fastball, slider, breaking ball. That's all in here. So fastball 88. We want guys to work on strike zone discipline, fastball 88 low out of the zone. Then you have the here, which is more of a high carry fastball, 93.
Yes.
All right, so fastball up, fastball down, fastball in the strike zone. Kind of, we can run these 3 pitches right here, and they don't quite know what's coming necessarily out of that. So we're working on hitting fastballs. They got to be on time early, but they also got to take the bad ones. So if it's done right, this fastball here should be in the zone. So now we got an 88 mile an hour fastball. It's a little lower for a ball. And now you got the one that should be up. Give or take.
Yeah.
So we can run different sequences like that. We can go fastball, breaking balls. Even if we go back to, sometimes we don't have the sequence that we want necessarily. We're just making up our own. We can go favorite pitches and just change it up however we like. Programming the pitch pre-hand, beforehand. So.
Yeah. How important is that for guys to be able to just train and create an environment that's going to be as game-like as possible?
Yeah, it's awesome. So that test pitch is a really, really soft pitch, right? It's in our Fall World Series, we knew the one guy that we had throwing was going to be 60% changeups. So our guys came up and they hit off the test pitch just to kind of get ready. But basically, it's a way of simulating, right? You can work at bats. You can have guys come in. They don't know what's coming. You just give them the, hey, fastball's going to be 90, slider's 82. It's a righty, and maybe he'll throw a changeup. Mm-hmm. So you step in. You can actually work at bats off this machine, where they take the pitch or they put it in play. Say they take it, so now, all right, 1-0. They step out, they're doing their routine, getting used to that. As the next pitch is getting programmed, they step back in, they still don't know what's coming, and they're just working at bats without ever actually seeing an arm, because I can't do that every day. The rest of the staff can't throw every day. It's a good way of simulating those at bats.
Yeah, I'm sure guys love getting offers in here and taking it out of the game and hopefully getting 3 for 3s with that.